Over the last week, I have to admit, I have felt a little lost and out of sorts. Certainly, this long journey through the COVID-19 pandemic has added to the helplessness and the despair and anxieties. I have had a hard time putting into words just what I am feeling as I try to respond to the death of George Floyd and the other racially charged injustices that have been highlighted throughout these last weeks. I feel small. Small in a way that feels like the problems are so large and I am but one person. Small in the way that I am aware that I am a privileged white woman and am yet far from understanding all that is wrapped into the meaning of that. Small in the fact that my education is lacking to more intricately understand and know what the Black community and other marginalized populations continually endure. I feel small for what I have done so far against what I should or could do to fight this battle for justice. I am heartbroken and angry. I am heartbroken for the senseless death and violence. I am angry about the obstacles and the barriers that keep us from changing. I am heartbroken for how long it has been and how little progress actually has been made in the movement toward racial justice. I am angry that people who hate are co-opting peaceful demonstrations and protests. I am heartbroken for the deep pain and division in our country. And I am angry and heartbroken over any trust that had been built and is now broken again. Maybe you have felt some of these same things, and maybe you have felt more. And perhaps you can state how you are feeling more eloquently and more thoroughly than I can at this time. I am still growing in my understandings and my realizations. In my reflections during this time, I have turned to God in prayer, in frustrated, crying out prayer of lament, in calming and hopeful prayers for peace, and in deep prayer for better understanding, in prayers of openness, for eyes to see and ears to listen and a heart to grieve and hands and feet and mind to do the work of reconciliation. I've looked to Scripture for hope and for direction and assurance. And a verse that I want to share with you today that has stuck with me is Micah chapter 6, verse 8. What does the Lord require of us? To do justice, to love kindness, and to walk humbly with our God. The other story that has stuck in my mind is the story of the Good Samaritan. You see, the person least likely to help in the story is the one who shows mercy. And to the man who asked, "Who is my neighbor?" at the beginning of that story, Jesus asks, which one has shown mercy? And the answer is the Samaritan, the one least likely. And Jesus says, go and do likewise. I do have hope. I know that God is directing small little me with these words to be an agent of peace, mercy, and justice. And I don't know where God's leading will take me, but I will walk humbly with my neighbor and with God as I do so. How about you?